Another breaking news now, more trouble between Labour Party and the NLC. So Labour Party confirms NLC's sacking of East National Secretariat, lambasts Ajaero, threatens court action. That is it. So Sarah reporters had reported that the NLC directed its members on Tuesday to mobilize workers and lay siege to the Labour Party Secretariat across the country to protest the party's national convention planned for March 27. So the National Working Committee of the Labour Party has faulted the nationwide picketing of East Party Secretariat by the Nigerian Labour Congress, describing it as an abuse of power. So the Labour Party, in a statement issued by the National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Abure, also confirmed that the NLC President Ajaero allegedly led a band of lawless persons who are known to have partisan interests in other majority political parties to break into its national headquarters in Abuja. So Sahara reporters had reported that the NLC directed its members on Tuesday to mobilize workers and lay siege to the Labour Party Secretariat across the country to protest the party's national convention planned for March 27. So the circular, jointly signed by the chairman and secretary of the NLC Political Commission, Titus Amba and Chris Uyot, also demanded the immediate resignation or sacking of the national chairman of the party, Julius Abure, over the alleged financial rascality and contempt of the union president, Ajaero. Scores of protesting NLC members had gathered at the Labour Party national headquarters in Abuja on Wednesday, chanting solidarity songs and calling for the sacking of the party leadership. Okay, but the Labour Party, in a tear statement, said the leadership of the Labour Party had described the unlawful break and entry into its national headquarters by the militant arm of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and a colossal destruction of properties as a criminal act, a misplacement of priority, and an action done in bad faith. So the party also notes that the president of the NLC, Comrade Ajaero's greed and inordinate ambition have pushed him into losing every sense of discretion and decency in his recent conduct, be it in his affairs with the workers or even the government. So Ajaero's continuous claim that NLC owns the Labour Party is not in any way supported by either the Electoral Act or the Constitution. For this information, a political party is owned by those who are card carrying, or financial members of the party. We are aware that more than 90% of the members of the NLC have not met this condition and therefore cannot claim to be the owners of the party. So the Constitution also provides that no organization can own any other organization. So the NLC is an organization, can therefore not claim the ownership of the Labour Party. Today, Nigeria is witnessing the worst economic strangulation ever in the history of Nigeria. Issues such as poor workers' wages, high inflation, and insecurity with Nigeria turning to a Hobbesian state. Yet, after a year of his assumption of office, Ajaero has chosen to ignore all these national challenges. So it would interest you to know that Ajaero's NLC is here to successfully picket any federal government establishment. His attempt to extend his rascality to Imo State was met with a higher and brutal force. Unfortunately for us in the Labour Party, we do not command any force, unlike the NLC that is now encouraging militancy within its ranks. So by its own constitution, the NLC cannot even call for a picketing of any establishment without a directive of its National Executive Council. But what we saw was a political committee acting out an illegal script by Ajaero. So the committee has no legal right to call an action in the nature of picketing or breaking and entering into a political party where most of them were not even members. So the present NLC leadership is politicized. It has left its primary responsibility of defending Nigerian workers and has delved into deeply into partisan politics, and this is a bad omen for the working community. We have earlier advised Ajaero to emulate leadership of Ayuba Waba, Olalaye Kadri, and Festus Osifo, who had or currently passing through a similar route and still maintain a working relationship with the party. So we are, however, reviewing today's criminals' actions and disruption of activities in our national headquarters with our legal department for further action. What we saw today appears to be a personal vendetta against the national chairman, Julius Abure, who they call several unprintable names, including labeling him as thief. We are certainly going to take legal action on matters of libel. That is it. So the issue here is that just what I can take from here is that most of the people that NLC used to lay siege on Labour Party Secretariat are not even card-carrying members of Labour Party. They are even card-carrying members of other political parties. They are people that have interest in other political parties that have just mobilized to destroy Labour Party. That's what I see here. Just like what somebody is trying to say, that this is a kind of NLC headed by Seyi Tinubu. The truth is that APC has infiltrated NLC and have bought over people who they are going to use now to destroy Labour Party. But will it work? It will not work. That is it. How come? Since Labour Party was not having any challenge until Peter Obi joined, because it's a platform Peter Obi is using and the popularity is getting so high, they are now looking for everything to crumble the Labour Party before 2027. And unfortunately, unscrupulous elements of NLC have decided, to be used, have given up themselves to be used by opposition against the Labour Party. But will it work? I'm sure the Labour Party does not know that if Obi leaves that party is dead. It will go back to the grave. It was Obi's president that resuscitated and revived that party from the grave. Now, if they do anyhow, Obi leaves that party, the party will go back to the grave. And probably that is what APC want. Because that is the threat they have against 2027. The Obi's movement is a very strong one that they can't contend with. They have done everything, it's still not working. And Obi understand what these people are looking for. They are not looking for Labour Party, they are looking for Obi, but they don't know how to get him. That is the truth. Unfortunately, NLC under Ajaero had turned partisan. Even though was the Labour Party that, or NLC was part of the people that formed Labour Party at the beginning, the question is, what does the Constitution of Labour Party say now? And what does the Nigerian Electoral Act say now? What should be the relationship between the Labour Party and the NLC? Because there has to be a caveat there, defining who does what and who, the boundaries between them. NLC cannot afford to be partisan. That is the truth. They can, yes, they are free to carry, to be card-carrying members of any political parties of their choice. They can't, as an organization, cannot afford to be partisan. That is the truth. So NLC must be independent, while Labour Party must be independent. So Ajaero need to be very careful before he's used to cause his own downfall. Some say first it was Apapa, then Abure, now Ajaero. Only God knows what the Nigerian Labour Congress Party was Nigerian Congress Party will descend to become in 2027. Maybe it is Tinubu's destiny to have his enemies down before major contest. As Wike and the group of PDP that helped in bulldozing Atiku with all the scheming of the North. Now, wow, whatever that is built on deceit never lasts. Labour Party versus NLC Part 1. Can you imagine? Yes, it is the turn of Labour Party to reap what the party sow. What do you mean? Labour Party will not have peace until Abure and Obi are thrown away from the party. They are scammers. Can you imagine what they are doing there? So the truth of the matter that they are looking for them. Ajaero is the worst NLC ever had, worst chairman NLC ever had in the history of the countries called Nigeria. It is an unfortunate situation. Labour Party and NLC are confused people. Can you imagine? Ajaero has been paid heavily by Tinubu faction to destabilize the Labour Party, and they will not succeed. That is exactly what I am thinking here. That is it. That's what I'm thinking here. Some say, why can't you people use your sense before commenting? Just last month, you all were calling Tinubu name and defending Ajaero. Now, when Tinubu told him to wait for 2027, if he's interested in his position, now is the same Tinubu you are accusing of paying Ajaero. What is the strength of Labour Party that will now be giving Tinubu headache? PDP that is bigger and well run is not troubling him. A regional party will now be. Can you imagine? Another lazy idea from a lazy mind, where every issue is attributed to non-existent enemy. Can you imagine? Same Ajaero when on the praise, especially during Imo State saga, suddenly don't turn Tinubu boy again. Labour Party versus NLC. Can you imagine? Ajaero is working for APC. I am pretty sure of that. Ajaero must be working for APC. Some say you are talking in an irony. Prove yourself to Nigerians. The idea Ajaero is making to work for Tinubu, when Tinubu told Ajaero that it's better for him to dump NLC and join political party, the idiots are making noises. Okay. There's a difference between Labour Party and NLC. Labour Party is a political party, while NLC is a congress, a pressure group. So in UK, there's Labour Party, and they don't involve in politics. But here, Ajaero has taken over both NLC and Labour Party because Ajaero like to show that I'm the one. Before 2027, Labour Party will be as if they are not existing. Ajaero is nothing ambitious to become governor in Imo State. That's why he was trying to tarnish the image of the Imo State governor. But God pay him back in his own coin. Can you imagine? So, as some say, give yourself sense. Do you know how Tinubu work? Where there is money, people get lost and lose their integrity. And that is true. That is true. That is the power of money. Ajaero is merely working and paving way for himself. That is what I say here. Ajaero is not working for Labour Party. Ajaero has political interest at heart. Stop attaching everything to a political opponent. Who told you? We understand they are doing everything to cripple Labour Party before 2027. That's exactly what they're doing. But it will not work. So now Abure of the Labour Party has responded to the situation, and action will be taken accordingly. That NLC political commission is a political dog in NLC, paid by opposition, non-card carrying members of Labour Party, and non-card carrying members, people who have interest in other political parties. They are there to destroy Labour Party. That is it. But it's not going to work.